Welcome. Okay, so just checking. Okay, perfect. So we're a little bit warm. We're turning the wrists, moving the hands, shifting the weight from foot to foot. And as always, it's about 40 minutes lunchtime sequence. And we're going to do, like we usually do, 3 little HIIT sections, one for the core, one for the back body and the twisting, and then a full body one where we're going to kind of do a little variation on the yoga burpee, which I think you may have done with me before. So let's warm up. Let's come towards the top of the mat. And as you shift the weight from foot to foot, send the tailbone from side to side and just check in with that turning. How's your legs? How are your legs feeling? How's the body? Maybe bring your hands onto your hips and notice that slight swiveling sensation in the pelvis. How does that feel? And then come back to the center and bring the feet underneath the hips. Going to come into a slow chair pose. So take your arms back, draw your chin down, and then start to slowly bend your knees. Keep your knees above your ankles. Good. And then swing your arms forwards and backwards a couple of times. Good. So we're going to make this movement a little bit bigger. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhale, coming down. Yeah, good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. Just make sure when you bend your knees, they don't go forward. They stay back. Yeah, and then you can make it a little bit more dynamic if you like. Letting the arms swing. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. So we'll do that 5 more times. Exhale, back. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Good. So now come all the way up onto your tiptoes. And then take one arm forward and one arm back. Wobble, balance, twist. Good. Back to the center. Lift your arms up and then take one arm forward, one arm back. And then come back to the center. Very good. Now take the feet apart, drop the heels. Let's come into a forward bend. So checking in with your breathing. As you bend your knees, maybe let your tummy rest on your thighs. Maybe hold your elbows. Can you relax the whole of the back of your body here? If you've got your elbows, the weight of your arms might just dislodge your shoulder blades ever so slightly. So you feel that sense of release there. And then you can shift the weight from side to side. And we're going to plant the hands and come back into downward dog. So walking the dog backwards. If you haven't been weight bearing on the hands for a while, you can come down onto the knees, come onto the fingertips, bend your elbows. If you're coming into downward dog, bend your knees one and then the other. So your tailbone wags from side to side. Yeah, good. And we're going to come into a super slow flow. So come forward into plank position. We hold it for a breath or two, so you can fire up the thighs, hold it steady, or bring your knees down. You choose. Hold another couple of breaths. Spread the weight evenly through your hands. And then slowly, next time you exhale, lift the pelvic floor, gently drop the knees, the tummy, and the heart down. Relax. So take your hands over to the left. So maybe place the right hand over the left and then relax your head down. Coming back to the center, maybe through Sphinx pose, check how your back's feeling today, and then over to the right. Extend the arms, breathe deep. And then back to the center. Good. So I've gone a bit, it looks like I've gone a bit blurry. I'm sure it will sort itself out in a minute. So coming up through Cobra now, hug the elbows in, press the feet down. Now, first couple of Cobras, just roll your shoulders, press your feet, lift up, and then roll back down again. Take your time. Go again. Inhale, roll up. Exhale down. You can push with your hands a little bit if you like, coming up and then back Tucking the toes, downward dog or child's pose. Good. Just wondering why I've gone blurry. After it's been perfect all day, now it's suddenly gone blurry. There we are. Okay, so walking the feet back up to the hands. And taking your time, nice and slow. Come into a forward bend and then a halfway lift. So fingertips walk up to the knees, the thighs. Lift the chest. See if you can straighten the legs, maybe straighten the back. Take a big breath in. And then bend the knees and fold down again. Take your hands down the back of your legs a couple of times. And if your calf muscles are really tight, you can give them a gentle squeeze. And then bend the knees again. Take the arms out, rise and lift. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Good. So we're going to do our first little HIIT exercise. I do this one quite often because I feel the results straight away. And it also just helps to support the spine if you have to spend a lot of time sitting. So bring the feet apart and we're going to build it up gradually. Yeah. So just 1 second. Get that off my screen. Okay, sorry, it just keeps popping up with stuff. It's just a bit annoying. So sink down low. And you want your feet just a bit wider than hip width. Chair pose once again. Fingertips touch, and we're going to come into a twist. So start with the hips staying steady and just move your upper body round to the side. Take the right hand onto the outside of that left knee and just extend your left arm out. So what we don't want to do is crunch the shoulders. Move your elbow, move your arm up and down a couple of times, keeping your hips steady and your knees in one line. Yeah, so inhaling up, exhaling down, maybe exhaling up, inhaling down. Lovely. Come back to the center, take the arms forward, keep the knees back, and then press into the heels to lift up. Whew, hello thighs. Take the arms out to the side, relax and breathe. Good. So let's do the other side. Sinking down, coming into the twist, hands to the heart. And we're going to turn to the side. Left elbow towards that right knee. Take the hand down, lift the right arm out. So moving slowly, extend the arm up and then down. Once or twice more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Take the arms forward, sit the hips back, press through the heels, rise up. Exhale down. Good. So now we're in our HIIT with the help of Dizzy Rascal. Bit of music helps get me moving. So we're going to do the twist a little bit quicker. So this time, hands to the center. As you bend your knees, you turn right elbow towards left thigh. Straighten up. And then go to the other side. Bend the knees, left elbow comes across. Press into the heels, straighten up, come to the side. So you can stay at this pace. We've got another minute in this little set. Or you can speed it up a little bit. Just make sure when you turn your body, your neck turns in line with your spine. And when you come down, your knees don't come forward. Yeah, so keep it going. We've got this. Good, well done. We've got another 10 seconds to go. Keep moving. I'm keeping the time, so all you need to worry about is your breathing, how it feels, how much effort you want to put in. 3, 2, 1. Come up, stretch the arms, and then just shake it out, walk it out. So if you want to come into a forward bend or circle your arms. Good, lovely. So we'll come straight back into the second set. So my heartbeat's already lifting, already feeling that sweat. You're in charge of the intensity. So it doesn't need to, it's not a big movement. It's to the side, straighten the legs to the center. Bend the knees to the side, straighten the legs to the center. Now you can stay again at this pace. You could move with breath, come to the side and then inhale, exhale to the side and then inhale. Or we could pick up the pace and move a little bit quicker. Yeah, just make sure that your heels and your glutes are firing every time you straighten your legs. Yeah, so you're squeezing into the sides, glute medius as you come up. Good, okay. Another 10 seconds in this round. Keep smiling. We know it will be over. Let the body turn and turn. One more on each side. And then walk it out. Well done. Good. Turn the body. Sometimes I feel like a little forward bend, little stroke of the lower back. Quite good there. Now let's go. Good. Okay, so we can add on third round. If you like, you can move the arms a little bit more, yeah? So we can bend the knees, come to the side, and then as we come to center, we can lift the arms up. Bend the knees, come to the side, and then lift the arms up. So if you want to add that, it's a little bit more effort, sinking down to twist, and then lifting up. Yeah, good. So keep that going. Again, just another 30 seconds. You know, some people it's helpful to hear how long, some people it's not. Keep it going. Don't lose the form. If you speed up, just make sure you're still using those back chain muscles. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Walk it out. Maybe turn, maybe forward bend. Now we've got the last set. Okay, so this is the last one. Take the feet apart. Remember, the arms can stay at the center, that fingertip touch, yeah? Or you can lift and then center and then lift and then center, yeah? So last minute here, it's only a minute. Let's go for it. Let's twist to the side, back to the center. Twist to the side, back to center. Sitting low, standing up. Good. Keep it going. And up and sit and up and twist and up. So this pace is about right for me. Sit and extend and twist and center and twist and center, twist and center. Good, keep it going. We're halfway there. You can slow it down if you like, or stay at this pace. Twist, center and twist and center, twist, center, twist, and center and twist and center. Good. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let's do one more for luck. To the side, back to the center. Circle the arms around. Good. Take the feet nice and wide. Turn your toes in. Check in with your back. Turn the hips from side to side. We're going to come into a forward bend from here. So roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, breathe in. Fold down as you exhale. Let your head relax, let your arms relax. So what can you let go of here? You might have your hands on the ground, you might have a bend in the knees. See if you can completely release the back of your neck. Shifting the weight from side to side. And then turn your toes out and your heels in and just shift over maybe a little bit deeper to each side. So you can bend your knee, heel can come off the ground, toes can lift, and then come to the other side. So take it easy, go within your range of motion, no forcing, no struggling. As you come to the center, you can use your hands on the ground. Yeah, good, lovely everyone. So from here, we're going to come to our little core exercise. So we're going to come down onto the back. I'm going to mix this one up today. So first of all, just lie on the ground. Have your feet underneath your knees. Take your arms wherever's comfortable. So maybe out to the side, maybe resting on your belly. Take a big breath in, hold at the top. And then exhale. So we're going to mix up the core exercise today, but still it's going to be that high intensity few minutes. So just start by bringing fingertips just to rest on the lower belly. And maybe let your knees sway from side to side a little bit. So again, awareness of any tension that we don't need around the pelvis and the lower back. Good. And then we'll come to Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet come together, Supta is reclined. And the Baddha Konasana is the bound angle pose. So if this works for you, scoop the tailbone, draw the heels up towards your body, and then let your knees relax down. For some of us, this doesn't feel great for the hips, so we can bring the fists just underneath the top of the thigh bones, and that will prevent any kind of real pulling on the groin area or any jamming in of the leg into the hip joint. Yeah, so just being mindful of that. You can also use cushions. So feel the texture of the soles of your feet. If it feels pinchy or uncomfortable, just take your feet a bit further away from your body, and then feel the whole of the back of the body rest down, relax into the ground. And then from here, super slowly, bring your legs back in, feet onto the ground, and then walk your feet to the edges of the mat and let your knees knock in. Yeah, good. So holding it here, breathe nice and steady. And then as you're ready, we're going to take the feet long and stretch your arms overhead. Take a big breath in. And then exhale. So coming into complete relaxation, just checking in. And we're going to do our next little HIIT exercise. So again, it's just about 3 to 4 minutes. And this time we're focusing on building some heat in the belly. Yeah, so we're going to do 4 different variations because I like to mix it up. The first one is just to draw the lower belly in so your lower back is on the ground. Yeah, if your lower back doesn't touch the ground, bring your feet back down. If you can keep your legs completely relaxed and just engage the lower belly, lift the head and shoulders, have the hands just at the back of the head, and then it's just a tiny little pulse. So your neck is relaxed and you're just lifting, 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 lifting. Yeah? So it can be slower, it can be a little bit quicker. Your fingertips ensure that your neck is not doing the work. Yeah? It's coming from the belly, pressing the lower back down into the ground. Good. So keep the pulse going. Again, and it is a pulse. It might just be a really tiny movement. Keep it going for as long as you can. I'm going to keep the time. We're about halfway through. We're looking for that sense of warmth in the belly. Keep smiling. You can slow it down. You can speed it up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then point the toes, take the arms over the head. Big breath in. And exhale. Well done. So take the feet onto the ground again. This time, draw your arms in close to the body. Keep your head in the center, and then just curl the tailbone off the ground. So lift the hips up just for a breath. And we'll come up for the second round. So hug the knees in. Now, you can always stay with one of the ones I've already shown you, yeah? Especially if you come into this and it's like, no, thank you. So this time, slightly different movement. We're going to come onto the elbows and we're going to extend the legs out. So it's similar muscle group. Notice your lower back is lifted this time off the ground with the tummy muscles holding you, yeah? So we're going to take one foot off the ground and extend it forward. Thighs are parallel. Lower it down, take the other foot off the ground, extend it forward. Good. So we're going to stay with this, keep it going, keep extending, extending. Press the arms down to lift your chest up. Yeah, good. So we can keep this going. If we want to make it a little bit stronger, we lift both feet and extend, extend, extend a little bit quicker. Good, perfect. So we're halfway. You can exhale and kick. Ha, ha, ha. If you want to make it stronger, good. If you've got any bad vibes that you want to kick to the curb, now's your chance. Noise is welcome. Gentle, if you like, or for the last 10 seconds, really go for it. Ha, 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 ha. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then come down. Full body stretch, arms over the head. Big breath in. Okay, third set. We're halfway through. Lifting up. So this time half boat pose. So it's the hands back and then lifting the legs, extending. Yeah, so relax your shoulders, extend the leg, extend the leg. Yeah, so this is it for this one. You're like, oh, it's enough. Keep the chest lifted and just keep extending the legs out. Yeah, you can do that. Ha, 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 ha. Good. Keep going with it. And remember, if you decide to slow it down, that's absolutely fine. The level of intensity, as I keep on saying in this class, is completely up to you. You can kick lower, you can kick higher. Good. We're nearly there. So maybe another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 with a ha. 3, 2, 1. Good. This time, take the soles of the feet together. Bring your hands to your legs and relax your head down. Feel the breath spread across the back of your body. Exhale, release. Okay, so either of those 3 that we've done for the 4th set, or we can come into full boat pose, lifting the legs. So everyone's favorite. Just take your hands back, just move your knees from side to side so you're not over gripping with those hip flexors, which can be easy to do when we're building strength in the belly, because the hip flexors will often hold on instead of firing the tummy muscles. So let's come up. So hold the back of your knees, lift your chest, lift your feet off the ground. So extend one leg, extend the other leg. So this is it. We're in our last minute here. And then it's over for the day, and tomorrow you're going to feel really strong around your tummy. Good. So if you want to make it more strong, take the arms off the ground and keep it going. Yeah, lovely. So you can kick low, you can kick high. We're in the second half of our minute now. We're nearly there. Ha, yeah, ha. Any bad vibes, kick them away, kick them away, kick them away, kick them away. Good. Keep it going. We've got this. Can't really talk at the same time as doing this one, but we're nearly there. We're in the last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come down. Good. Take the soles of the feet together. Walk the hips back. Rest the head down. Let something go. And then giving ourselves a rest again, coming onto your back. So you might want to come into that low bridge again, where your shoulder blades come together underneath you and you lift your hips off the ground. I can feel Septubandhasana, so the little bridge, can feel quite a nice release for those hip flexors and the tummy muscles. If you prefer to stay resting, of course, that's absolutely fine. So come down slowly, take your time. Good. And take the feet to the sides of the mat. Move them a bit further away this time. Bring your arms out to the side and let your knees go over to the left side. Now push a little bit with your right foot so your right hip comes off the ground. And then stretch your right arm up on a diagonal and bring your left hand onto your belly. Take a breath here and then soften everything on the exhale. Come back to the center. Good. So knees roll over to the right. Stretch the left arm up. Push a little bit with that left foot so your hip lifts. And coming to stretch your left arm up and out. Maybe your right hand comes to rest on your tummy. If you really went for it in that core strength, just giving your belly a little rub, a little bit of warmth. And then coming back to the center. Well done. So we're going to come into our last little HIIT exercise now. Rock and roll across your back a couple of times. So it looks like I've gone a bit blurry again for no good reason, just a webcam. Webcams that are designed for you to be a meter away from them. Okay, so let's come up to stand. And this time I'll show you the first round slowly. Because with this one, we want to be really careful with our knees, yeah? And as always, with that volume dial, you're in control. So we're going to do a yoga burpee, but with the option of a little jumping action. And the key thing with jumping is the suspension. Yeah, so this is slightly bonkers, this one. We're only going to do 2 rounds. First round slow, second round maybe also slow, maybe going for it. But just swing from side to side and bend your knees. So now you want strength in the thighs, like we did in the first HIIT exercise, and strength in the core. And those two things are going to stop us from hurting ourselves in this next one, yeah? So we'll do the first round really slowly, and the key thing, and you might want to watch first, the key thing if you're jumping is that your knee bends, yeah? So if you're lifting the leg up, doesn't matter how high the leg lifts, don't lift it too high or you'll flip over. Just lift it up high enough that when you land, you can kind of hold yourself, yeah? So if the jumping is like a step too far, don't have to do it. So let's go nice and slow for the first set, and then we're going to do a nice long relaxation. So roll the shoulders back. Notice in Tadasana, the feet under the hips. The knees are slightly loose, the pelvis can move. Shoulders are loose. And then let's slow it down. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, come into chair. Bring your hands to the ground. And then for the first round, let's just step back to downward dog. Lift your right leg into the air and then lower it back down again. Lift your left leg into the air and lower it back down again. Step the feet up towards the hands. Now rise up with your arms coming out to the side, strong back, lift all the way up, lift your heels, and then exhale back to standing. Good. So now with a slight variation, if you just do that one the whole time, that's absolutely fine. Slight variation. So sink into chair, hands to the ground, forward fold. Now maybe you bend your knees and jump back now with your knees bent. Lift your right leg into the air, little jump, and then lower it down. Lift your left leg into the air, little jump, lower it down. Now maybe you step, or maybe you jump your feet back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms out to the side, and then a last little jump, bringing your hands back down. Good. Okay, so we're going to do 3 more like that. You might do 2 or 4, depending on whether you're going faster than me or slower. Yeah, so we can stay together, or you can just, like we do in a yoga class, you can kind of do your own flow. Just take care of your knees. Feet apart. Let's inhale into chair. Let's exhale to the ground. Let's step or jump back and then lift the right leg up. Lift the left leg up. Step or jump forward. Lift the arms up. Optional jump. Back into chair. Hands to the ground. Step or jump back. This time lift the left leg. Little jump. Lift the right leg. Little jump. Step or jump forward. Inhale and jump. Last round. From chair. Hands to the ground. Step or float back. Lift one leg up, little jump. Lift the other leg up, little jump. Step or jump forward. Inhale, lift up, jump. Exhale, relax. Good. So just shift the weight from side to side. Slow it down. Breathe deep. And we're going to do a last round. So I'm not really great with numbers, full disclosure. So sometimes I say 8 more and then I do 7. So I'm going to do like roughly 4 more of those. And again, you can really speed it up if you like. But for me, this level of intensity is kind of today, kind of just right perfect. Yeah, just between too much and not enough. So last round, let's take a big breath in, roll the shoulders up, down and back. And then inhale into chair, hands to the ground. Step or jump back. Don't forget to bend your knees. Lift one leg, jump. Lift the other leg, jump. Step or jump forward. Inhale and jump. Back into chair. Hands to the ground. Step or jump back. One leg lifts up. Other leg lifts up. Step or jump forward. Inhale and jump. Back into chair. Hands to the ground. Step or jump back. One leg lifts up. Other leg lifts up. Step or jump forward, inhale and jump, back into chair, hands to the ground. Step or jump back, one leg lifts up, other leg lifts up. Step or jump forward, inhale and jump. Last one, sink to chair, hands to the ground. Step or jump back, one leg lifts, other leg lifts. Step or jump forward, inhale, lift up, exhale, relax. Well done. Yes. Feel like giving you a round of applause. Okay, cool. So let's come down to the ground. Let's take the feet a little bit wider. Big breath in. And exhale, come down. Good. So I'm going to come down into a half kind of squat position. So you might be up here. And just shifting the weight from side to side, catching your breath. You might come all the way down. And we do our last little bit of yoga coming onto your belly. So come all the way down. You can come through a vinyasa if you've got a bit more energy, or you can just come down, take the elbows under the shoulders, stretch your legs out, check in with your back, bring your hands together at the center line, push your elbows forward, point your toes back, and then soften. Relax in between the shoulder blades and let the whole body release. So there's choices here to stay in Sphinx. In Yin Yoga, I'll often do Sphinx for 5 minutes or so. It's a really great antidote to sitting with your lower back rounded. Obviously, if it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, we don't stay there for 5 minutes. We're going to come from here to slowly release any tension from the wrists. So circle your wrists. Again, feel free to stay still if you find a place of joy. I'm going to take the hands back by the ribs. So mine are just kind of out, kind of underneath the shoulders when I lie down. And I'm going to push one hand down and roll to the other side. And then push the other hand down and roll to the side. And just do this movement a few times, unwinding the neck. So I'm quite warm from that last little hit. So you might find that you've got quite a lot of movement here. The idea is just to release tension. Serpentine cobra. My teacher started teaching this kind of late 90s, early 2000s when I first got really into yoga. And people were like, no, that's not how you do cobra. And then everyone was like, oh, let's do it. Feels really good. So coming back down, take the elbows out, rest the forehead on your hands, lift your feet and let them sway from side to side. And then slowly come back. So wide knee child's pose. If it works for you, if you don't like being on your knees, just come straight over onto your back. The other option is anahata, which is again another bit of release, taking the knees under the hips, reaching the arms forwards and out, and then just letting your chest and your head rest down. And you're going to come slowly onto your back. So our last little bit, just to counterpose all the energy and effort that you've used in that slightly crazy HIIT yoga. So coming down onto the ground, we're just going to lift your legs into the air. So hold the back of the knees just to roll your lower back flat on the ground for a moment. And then you can stay holding the back of the knees, or you might be able to reach your feet. And if you've got your feet or your knees, relax so that your wrists have a natural traction. So you're kind of just holding, and then once you've got the grip, you just relax. And then slowly release. So bring the feet again to the edges of the mat, let the knees knock in, maybe being still now, just relaxing. And then bring your right knee in, catch around the shin, draw the knee in towards you, and then roll onto your left hip. So your left hand can kind of hold that right leg. Just relax the right hip flexor, and then take your arm maybe up, maybe out to the side. Just find a twist that you can relax into for a few breaths. And feel free to use cushions under your right knee or your left shoulder here, if that allows you to really soften. The one thing I've noticed is if I do the little hip bits by themselves and I don't bother to do the yoga, that's when my muscles ache the next day. Whereas if I mix the two up, and it's become instinctual now because it's been a few months I've been doing this, I feel the strength from the HIIT the next day, but I don't have the sore muscles that stop me from doing any more exercise. So slowly roll your way out of your twist whenever you're ready. Come back to a neutral spine in the center for a breath or two. And then catch hold of the left leg. Gently squeeze the leg in towards you. I'm going to roll onto the right hip. Maybe extend your right leg away from you. Roll onto the side. Right hand, again, can just guide that left thigh. And the left hand softens the hip flexor. So you take care of your lower back in a twist. And this might be enough for you, rolling over, staying there. Or your left arm might come up, maybe out to the side. Might feel nice to put a cushion underneath it. You start to feel your breath, slow your heartbeat down now. And then roll slowly onto your back. Well done. So giving yourself any last little movements, might be a little hug or an inversion, little pelvic tilt. So whatever you need to get comfortable. And then come to lie down on your back. So let your whole body rest now. I'm going to join you today, just getting super comfy. So that might be pillows for your head, might be a little sleeve to cover your eyes, your knees might be bent, you might have a cushion at the back of your legs, or you might not need anything, you might just be perfect just as you are. So take one last deep breath in, and then exhale. Letting your whole body be completely still. And a sense of softening across your face, your forehead, your cheeks and your jaw relax, your throat. And there's a gentle rise and fall in the chest. As you exhale, the upper back and the shoulders rest down. And relax your arms, your hands. You feel each of your thumbs and your fingers relax. There's a rise and fall of the breath. And the whole of your torso, your back and your hips release. Your legs are heavy, thighs, knees and ankles soften. And you relax the soles of your feet and each of your toes. The whole body completely still. And let go. So take a slow deepening of breath. Maybe stretching your arms out or wiggling your toes. Maybe hugging your knees in towards you, rolling forwards and backwards a couple of times. And then coming to sit for a moment, just to close our practice, taking our hands out to the side, take a big breath in. And exhale, take the thumbs to the third eye, giving thanks for having our open minds and these teachings to share. And then bringing your hands onto your heart, giving thanks with gratitude for generous compassion. And then hands to the ground, giving thanks for another day on planet Earth. Thank you so much for joining me. I seem to have gone blurry again, I don't know.